Many of us move through the modern world with a heavy sense of being entirely alone. In the face of a vast and often silent universe, our individual lives can start to feel like a series of random, insignificant events. Yet this sense of isolation contradicts a long-standing consensus among mystics throughout history. These observers maintained that every living being is joined by an invisible bond of energy, a thread connecting the past, the present, and the future. From this perspective, feeling lost isn't a sign of actual abandonment. It is a symptom of looking at the universe from a scale so narrow that we lose sight of the structure connecting us to everything else. Scientists and seekers alike have described this connection as a divine matrix. It functions as an invisible lattice of energy, a quantum grid that links every moment in time and every point in space. We can see this grid mapped as the flower of life. This schematic shows how the matrix organizes universal information. Within this geometry, every life is a vibrational node. You are a permanent, intentional coordinate plotted directly onto it. When the cosmic scale feels overwhelming, the solution is to zoom in. It represents the point where you exercise free will, choosing to stop fighting the past versions of yourself and instead acknowledging the path that brought you here. This act of accepting the consequences of your choices is the mechanism that converts the pain of the past into the wisdom needed for the future. The second node is a man focused entirely on his gold coins. While he has achieved security, he is physically separated from his community. This represents the frequency of adjustment. It signals a drive for material stability and protection, reflecting the human need to feel secure in one's physical environment. However, the imagery warns that holding on too tightly to a specific outcome or resource can lead to isolation. That desire for control can inadvertently create a sense of scarcity. Growth requires a subtle shift. By loosening your grip on exactly how your goals must manifest, you create the space for the matrix to move new resources into your life. The third node appears in the aftermath of a struggle. A broken gazebo and scattered swords symbolize the lingering effects of a past conflict. This is the frequency of conclusion. It represents the mental noise and the inner should-haves that often persist long after a battle is over. Liberation at this node comes from walking away. When you stop trying to win every argument and instead prioritize peace, you build the foundation for a more stable future. Finally, we reach the fourth node, where three figures raise their golden grails in a moment of shared achievement and unity. Known as the frequency of the unseen, this node embodies the emotional connections and collective joy that emerge when we are in harmony with those around us. This state confirms that you are supported by a community of light within the quantum field, even when that support isn't immediately visible to the naked eye. Moving into this community requires you to first clear the debris of old conflicts. Resolution is the structural prerequisite for connection. When these four frequencies, acceptance, adjustment, conclusion, and community, fire in sequence, they trace the very arcs that form the flower of life. This alignment between your internal state and the universal grid suggests that your life is moving in sync with the structure of the cosmos. When your mind and spirit are unified, the universe reflects that harmony back to you. You aren't a bystander, you are the chief architect. By understanding these nodes, you move from reacting to life to actively designing your destiny. There is no need for loneliness when you realize that the atoms in your body are the same as those found in the stars. You are a localized expression of the entire matrix. The blueprint is already inside you, mapped out across the grid. With the vision clear and the path understood, the only step left is to move forward and build.